Oh, Josuke, just like me, you are him. It is time for another character analysis, my beautiful people. This time for a character that recently I've been seeing get a lot of unwarranted disrespect. For some reason, recently I've been shown YouTube videos and Reddit threads of people disrespecting one of the GOAT Jojos. And honestly, there are only two Jojos that you're allowed to disrespect, those being Jonathan and Jotaro. But you guys aren't ready for that discussion just yet. So here I am, the arbiter of correct opinions, to tell you why you may not slander my boy. And if you've never seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure before, prepare to be educated. Starting with, who is Josuke Higashikata? That was so cringe, I am so sorry. Anyway, he is the most realistic depiction of a kid JoJo. He's 15 years old. He does not want to be a gang leader. He is not an 18-year-old with the most muscle mass of a human being ever made with some weird steely resolve. He's just a delinquent that wants to hang out with his friends. Relatability is a powerful force in a character. Now, he's also decidedly not swole, which doesn't matter at all. I just really like perpetuating unrealistic body expectations and contributing to the mental health problem. So here's a picture of Jonathan Joestar. And I like looking at strong men. So yes, Josuke is the first JoJo's character who is not extremely fucking buff. Cribs Bumstead wishes he could take 50 billion more steroids, and he still looks good. Now, like you, he is also broke more often than not. No matter how much money he gets, he'll end up losing it. Relatability is a powerful force. We'll talk about how he gets some money in just a second, but he is also the son of Joseph Joestar, and I feel like that gives him points just because Joseph is, in fact, the strongest JoJo. And I wanted to include this picture for no reason other than what the actual? He would be such a good YouTuber, dude. Like, I mean, especially in 2024. If something came out about Josuke, I'd be like, yep, honestly, this is all you need to see. And look at Joseph, man. He's being told this by his son, who is de facto his grandfather, and he's like, yes, that is how you do it. Now, I know a lot of you guys like this. Josuke is also a based cheating gambler. Why would you make money in a legitimate way when you can cheat? Especially cheating against people you don't like. Now, me personally, Rohan, not my favorite character. I'd want to cheat his ass too. And it's not even a lame version of cheating. He's not counting cards. He went out and met an alien and convinced that alien to cheat other random human beings. Like, dude, aura. And like a lot of the JoJo's protagonists, he is a very clever guy, but he is definitely not the strongest JoJo, and we'll talk about that soon. Now, moving forward, I also want to talk about what Josuke is not. Starting with a bland character. I don't understand how people are missing the point of part 4. On the Reddit threads and YouTube videos that I alluded to seeing at the beginning of this video, I've been seeing so much Koichi's more of a protagonist than Josuke. Jotaro is a more fleshed out character. First of all, that's a bad opinion. Second of all, how are you guys missing the juxtaposition? The whole point is him versus Kira. Josuke is who he is because he has friends. I know that's not relatable content to so many people online, but come on, man. Kira's the lonely guy, and he ends up losing, while Josuke doesn't need his own extended character arc because he has so many other characters filling in for him. We'll talk a little bit more about the writing in part 4 in just a sec, but let's move on to something you guys actually care about. He is not someone with an ugly mom, and he is not someone with a mid mom. Yeah, that's just about it. He's a lot of things, but these two, not that. But I feel really the best way to explain why Josuke is that guy is by going over the things that he has done, starting with taking advantage of a middle schooler. And let me tangent right now to talk about Shigechi. The base lords that are Josuke and Okuyasu, in their infinite wisdom, managed to take advantage of the main demographic of YouTube and use a child. Now you might be saying they're children too. It is not the same. Take a look at this guy. Taking advantage of a child is one thing, but taking advantage of a child that looks like he got his dad to pay for his cosmetic surgery to turn him into Sonic the Hedgehog because he's the biggest fan ever is a whole nother thing. Shigechi, why? I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw Shigechi, my initial thought was, oh my god, this guy needs to get off my screen right now. I'm feeling uncomfortable. My soul is leaving my body. And then whatever happened to him happened and I started feeling bad. But back to Josuke, he also healed someone to beat him up again. Do you guys know how based that is? Not only was bro so confident that he would win, he was also so pissed off that he walked into a hospital where his op was laying with his 3 women just to heal him and bash his face in again. Josuke. What the hell? What the hell was that? Jotaro would never. Jotaro in his infinite cool guy demeanor would be like, you're in a hospital, I'ma just beat you up even harder. This goes way harder. Now, Josuke is honestly also pretty strong, and you can tell this by the enemies found in part 4 because he beefs with a rat, which takes multiple episodes, because he also beefs with another rat. They are, I wouldn't say primary antagonists, but important. I honestly like when I'm watching a series and it feels like a fever dream because then I ask myself, how does the main character feel if I feel this way? Now, he also got KS'd by his nephew, and I would imagine that pissed him off, but he didn't want to show it. But boy, did it piss me off. I will say Josuke did kinda end up dog-walking Kira, but that's not really that impressive considering Kira, a man with basically time-manipulating powers, managed to get outed by a literal child, so nice. And on the topic of characters Josuke has fought, he also fought a stand that has never had a girlfriend. Now I know that no FAP is supposed to give you superpowers. I don't know what Zahando was doing that gives it literal matter erasure, but okay. And I also want to bring up this point. If stands are a manifestation of your will and your soul, what exactly is Okuyasu's? Why is it only the one right hand? It's a little dubious is all I'm saying. Now Josuke has also fought a colorblind rocker. This stand is called Red Hot Chili Pepper. What? I understand the reference. I don't need to see him in the comments. But this guy must be colorblind if he called this thing Red Hot Chili Pepper. I mean, dude, you give the villain a health impairment and then you expect us to be impressed when Josuke beats him? I mean, anyone can beat a musician. I would know. 90% of the people I know right now are aspiring musicians. I could take them. Regardless, enough shitting on this guy. Just kidding. Buddy, what? Actual picture from the manga. I have actually nothing to say about this slide. Do you guys know? Anyway, I digress. To make it more relatable to you guys, Josuke also loses in a video game after saying it's his life's goal to win. And he disrespects his mother. He tells her, I can't save this game. It's just like you guys. For real. So while we can tell that Josuke has certainly done a lot and he is a very interesting character, I think it's also important to mention that which he has not done. Starting with fucking time traveled. This is a real theory. People think that the person who saved Josuke when Josuke was a baby was Josuke. What? Did he use Crazy Diamond to fix Araki's brain? To hit this part of the story? No, he just forgot, man. And you know what? Even without time travel powers, he's still pretty cool, except for his hair. And he also didn't save Okuyasu's dad. Rest in peace. Now, I've been dancing around the topic of Josuke's power and Josuke's stand for a while now, and I would like to say that while he might not be the strongest character in JoJo's, and he might not be the smartest character in JoJo's, and he might not even have the coolest power in JoJo's, I would never fucking fight this guy. This has got to be one of the worst fates in JoJo of all time. I mean, Cars, Mr. Birdman himself, Ultimate Lifeform, is floating around in space by himself, and this random bum serial killer from a random bum village has the same fate? Josuke? What the actual? Mango's very ham, is all I'm saying. And I do want to say that he's not in the story, and I mean JoJo's as a whole, for a reason, because Crazy Diamond, the way it's written, can kind of solve any problem. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of the issues found in JoJo's after Part 4 can be trivialized by Crazy Diamond. We've been talking about Josuke for a while, so let's talk about Part 4 and Araki like I said I would, starting with the fact that Araki picked the perfect genre for exploring his character writing, which is one of his biggest strengths. And there are two things that I find particularly impressive about his writing, that being that the side characters in JoJo are maybe the best I've ever seen in a manga, maybe behind or tied with Hunter x Hunter, and the speed at which a character becomes relevant is fucking insane. Araki can introduce a character and have them be relevant to the story and have you caring about them within 1 or 2 chapters. I mean, that's almost as fast as I ghost people. It's incredible. And then I also want to say, because I know people have gripes, the Kira saga is definitely better than the start, but both are good in my opinion, in particular because Slice of Life was a genius writing choice, especially after Part 3. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to seem like the biggest Jotaro hater, even though when I see his face I want to punch him in those desirable luscious cheekbones and strange hat and hair that have never really been explained. But he's just not that cool a character. I mean, people say Josuke is not main character worthy. This guy's not even the main character in his own part. So in conclusion, what can we say about Josuke Higashikata? He is a delinquent who goes ham. He has done some wild, heinous shit. But he's also kind of just a sweet, lovely, relatable kid. I also want to say that he has secretly busted powers, but perhaps that's not a secret. I just don't think people talk about it enough. And he is the perfect character for Slice of Life. I hope for your sake that you have not forgotten that he also has a hot mom and a very eclectic group of friends. One of which I will never see again, thank God, Rip Shigechi. Seriously though, why did he look like that? Like, I'm pissing myself off thinking about Shigechi right now. It's hurting my soul. Regardless, he has a very eclectic group of friends because he's pretty cool himself. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Josuke PR team, anti-Josuke PR team, let me know what you think of the character down below, anything that you like or dislike about it. Is he your favorite, least favorite JoJo? Did you like part 4? Any of my takes, were they L's? As usual, probably yes. Not about Shigechi though, I'm very solid on that. If you have any suggestions for future videos, any characters, series, games, real world things to do, please let me know down below. And until next time, you're looking so stellar. And you're having a good hair day too. I love you. Goodbye.